Hi guys, welcome to Freak Jeep. Well, I've been really busy. I'm caught up on the grass right now, probably for 5 days, and then I'll probably have to start cutting again. Everything's cut, looking good. So I've been busy doing a lot of stuff, and it's a lot of stuff that just isn't worthy of filming, so I don't have much going on. Plus I got to pick it up and go from here to here to here. So I'm going to pick it up and go from here to here to here, show you some of the stuff that I've done. Did I say this is friggin' Jeep? My name's John and welcome. Probably forgot that. Anyhow, some of the stuff that I've done, I'll show you right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's a four cable lifter. A neighbor of mine gave it to me, and I don't really have any use for it right now, but I'll put it back in, and there's not really much room in the big truck for it, but that would come in real handy with the big truck. So I think that I'm going to go back and put it away to some place that I'll probably never be able to find it when I want it. That's usually the best thing in what I do. So that's kind of what's going on that. But on the ends, it had these little hoo-diggies. Okay, and I use those all the time, and those will fit in the truck in a nice spot. There was only two complete ones. This one here, I found a big bolt in my bolt selection. I could probably cut that off, but I don't see any point in it. This is a grade 8 bolt, so I'm pretty happy with that. Tickled to death, as a matter of fact, because I'm running low on those, and I've been looking at them, and now they just happen to come by me. So I was working on that. Worked on crunching cans. Still haven't worked on cleaning this mess up. Probably never will. There's cans there, cans there, cans there. About ready to go to recycle, I think. I don't know. In here, well, I just worked on the refrigerator. The light bulb inside went out. Doesn't mean a lot to you guys, because most of the time you can just reach in there and unscrew the light bulb. Well, this LED one that I had, that's one that I found. That was in a just stuff I had from 15-20 years ago, and it works, but that's a 6 watt. It says it wants a 12 watt according to the thing. Here's the original light bulb, and I know I have some of those around. I just don't know. They're probably put with that lifting thing. Another thing I was working on, we have a canopy, old canopy, and one of the legs got broke in a windstorm or something like that. So we took it apart, figure, well, I'll go ahead and get another one. Well, to find one like it is about impossible. And so this is where I've cleaned up, ready to go down to Jeffrey's and weld it. But it was all crushed in and that kind of stuff. So I'm taking it apart. I made this thing here. Can you see where it's been milled down? So it would fit in here just perfect, because a lot of this metal was bent in, and this piece here has to slide inside of it. So that's what I made to open it up, and then it'll also double as holding it straight when it gets welded. And Jeffrey, probably one of the best welders out there. I'm pretty confident that if anybody could do it, he could do it. If not, Kenny will come down and do it. Here's a spacer thing that goes in the bottom, and I don't know, it's which watts of knot. I've been playing with the greenhouse a little bit because we want to put new front and back on that. So looking at getting into that. We're back outside. But I want to get another batch of, I want to get a batch of metal, so I take 100 pounds of copper to the scrapyard. And the weather, like I said, it's been raining just constantly. In fact, if you follow the forecast, it's going to rain, I think, starting Monday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I don't know. It's for like the next 5 days. There's a tropical storm coming up from Florida. Florida, you could keep it if you'd like. I kind of like the dry. I'm getting stuff done. So I'll show you some other stuff that I'm doing. Oh, I've been working in the garden. The garden looks pretty sad. We'll take you down there and show it to you. Bye-bye. Little breezy, sorry about that. Here's what's going on in the garden. Can you see the two yellow ones? They've already got the vine borer in them, I'm pretty sure. Maybe one up there's got it, but these are squash plants up this row. Those are zucchini plants. One zucchini plant will probably supply enough zucchini for our needs. We make something called zucchini pizza, where you slice the zucchini in about 1/8 inch thick, put it in on a cookie sheet, put it in the toaster oven and dry it out or clean it up, then put spaghetti sauce on it and mozzarella cheese. It's real tasty. Those are cucumbers up there, and then a tomato plant, tomato plant, tomato plant, tomato plant, tomato plant. Oh, I got water going on. I forgot to tell you I got water going on down here. So I got to move the water. That's coming from all the way back where I've showed you the water in the past. That's one of the volunteer tomatoes. This is one of the volunteer tomatoes. And that's one of the volunteer tomatoes. The potatoes, I dug potatoes yesterday, and they were actually pretty good. It says the vine, the borer that gets into the vine of these is not the same as that gets into the squash. I did spray them. I sprayed them with BT because it's organic, but I think kind of trying to close the barn door after all the horses are out. So that's the potatoes. Then some of them are still growing and look pretty good. Other ones kind of look sad, but they've probably just about done their life cycles. I got some bigger than baseball sized potatoes out of there the other day, and I just dig what I need. Anyhow, this wood here I haven't split. I haven't decided whether I'm going to quarter it first, but it's drying out a little bit better than, ouch. Stuck the leg of the tripod up my shoe or in my shoe. Anyhow, I'm working on the plastic, which is a going project. I got this one here I want to get done today. I got that one done yesterday. Had to go in Jimmy Cone to the car show yesterday, so didn't get that done. Then after that we went out to dinner, which is when I get most of my work done. And so I didn't get nothing done after dinner. That's when I start doing things. Anyhow, I'm working in here, and I got 2 batches of wood out here. This was in there. I forget what else was in there. I know there was, oh, I guess that other one that I want to cover up, there's another batch that can go in there, and then there's another batch up there that go in there. But before they'll fit in here, if there aren't any deer in here right now, I got to move some stuff around. So that's kind of what I'm working on. Oh, I sound like an echo chamber. I'm losing too much space by having this farm wagon in the middle. I got a ton of firewood stored on it, so I want to move this over. I'll probably bring you around for that. This is too narrow to fit in with the Bobcat. Now I was looking at, go up to Tony's Cool Tools. You want to see a neat little thing. He just did a review on a Bombalite little, I guess, mini skid steer, or I don't know what they call that. He knows what to call it. A real good show on that. Another real good show that I'd kind of recommend, Mike Morgan. Most people watch Mike Morgan, just about everybody watches him. He had a real good show that it maybe wasn't his show as much as it was Pete Nutt's 319 show. And he was showing how to, I don't know, evaluate wood and kinds of wood and there, you know, that kind of stuff. I found that very interesting. So thanks, Mike, for making that, because, you know, I watch all Mike's shows, or try to. I watch too many shows. That's kind of why I don't get as much done as I used to. I should get rid of that. But so go up and watch that. And the reason I brought that up is some guy's been on my Facebook. He knows I got a sawmill, and he wants to sell me a log. No, what kind of log is it? A black walnut. Well, you guys know, he didn't know that I had a YouTube channel or anything like that. A lot of people don't. And he didn't know kind of the goings on with that walnut that I got back there, which is actually out here now, which is on Facebook, which I'm trying to sell. Trying to sell it for firewood price. Firewood price around here is about $1.25 a cord. So that really evaluates out to basically a dollar a cubic foot. So let's just use that. So a cord of wood is $128 if you buy it on a stick on a triaxle that comes in. This thing here has 17, almost 18 cubic feet in it. So if you put that into firewood bundles, at $5 a bundle, you'd make 17 bundles. So that comes out to, I think, $85. But if you're putting it at 0.75, which a lot of people are doing now, that'd go over $100. So that has a value as firewood. Well, this guy's got a walnut log. It's 12 feet long. I think it was maybe 26 inches in diameter. I forget. And he wants to sell it to me. Well, first of all, that's a beautiful walnut log. There's no sapwood in it at all, hardly at all. Some of them have like 2 and 3 inches of sapwood. But that value of that log is $50, okay? At the going rate for a dollar a foot, dollar a cubic foot. So, you know, I kind of tell him, you know, I don't mean to disappoint him, but if he brings it up here and I find metal in it, that log he's got, I forget what I calculated it out at. Seems to be, I don't remember. But you can go on the computer and look up, okay, the log was 12 feet long, and then it was 26 inches in diameter. But that's one thing I should call Mark. Do you count on a walnut log? Do you count where it turns chocolate, or do you turn sapwood? If you're sawing it, you got to saw through the sapwood, so you're going to charge for sawing it that way. But when you're selling it, the only thing that's got any value is the chocolate wood. So do you measure the distance inside the chocolate wood? Anyhow, the value was, I think I told him the value if it's a good log is probably around $360, but as firewood, I don't think it was much more than 50. I don't recall. Anyhow, I looked it up, so I was doing that kind of stuff, playing with that. Going to cover this up, just cutting this up, put it on to protect the wood from busting the plastic up. Then I want to get that rack, which is a big rack. Okay, I'm trying to get in here to get to my oiling mechanism. You guys been in the past shows, you know, I got a pressure washer kind of here that I put waste oil in to spray down the stuff so it does not get covered, so it doesn't rot as fast. And another project I got going on is this, and that's another thing I tried to tell him. I said, I'm taking a gamble on that log, because this log here was a real beautiful white oak log and got inside and it was rotted inside, so it's just sitting here. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that thing. And with all the rain, I got to uncover the rollers over there. I guess you can see them, to saw. And with all the rain every other day, I just don't feel like uncovering it to recover it again. It's just, you know, it's just the way it is. I need more roof, but I put up what I could afford at the time, and I could probably afford more now, but too tight to spend the money. But that's why, you know, there's a reason I do just about everything I do. Oh, there's another problem in here that I got to address. I got to address that pretty quick. See this thing right here? That runs a straight line for that building on this side. I got to oil that up. That runs a straight line on that building, believe it or not. It doesn't look like it does, but unless I've turned it, I might have turned it. It seems like I'll show you what else I got going on. There's a groundhog in here taking over. Hopefully he's not looking at me right now. And I don't know whether you guys can see, he has shoveled at least a wheelbarrow load of dirt out. He's got that wheel half covered up. So I'm going to go up and get some of my, you know, that black stuff that comes out of the boiler. I'm going to throw about 10 gallons down the hole with a bunch of the fireplace soot, what do you call it, creosote, and see if that'll make him move. If that don't make him move, I can't get a shot on him down here because you just can't see off the porch, and to sit down here all day waiting for him to get out. They usually come out in the evening or something like that. I just don't have that time to sit around and wait for him. Here's a big box of cherry. You guys saw me chop that up. That's a nice looking cherry. I don't know what this is over here. This looks like oak and Spider City. Yeah, that's oak. I don't know what it's at. Most of my wood, this was fresh cut. Tree people dropped that one off. Same tree people that dropped the tree of heaven off. Anyhow, that's some of the stuff I got going on. So I'm going to start by, I got to switch these forks out, put my stuff on so I can move this out, and then I want to slide it as far as I can against the building over here. You see all the sawdust in here? That's telephone pole sawdust. And the deer come in here and bed down here all the time. Those wood racks were here, so I'm going to go back and get some more sawdust stuff and put it in here. That's the irrigation pump that I got. I think I'm going to probably put it on for sale, but nobody's going to buy an irrigation pump right now because we've had so much rain, rainiest season in a long time. If you've never seen the kindling, if you're new here, I have tons of kindling, which I'm now just burning it right as I go. It comes off that conveyor that sits back here by that sawmill and goes into here, and then I take and put it in there, and I could sell it, but I don't sell firewood, so it's not worth the effort. If somebody buys some of my Cadillac firewood, then I give them a couple bundles of that. And how I package that, shouldn't have done that. I got a hole in my shoes now. I got how I bundle that is I have a round thing here. I fill it up, and then I have a, I don't know, small wrapper somewhere up here. Of course, you wouldn't find it when you want it. It's just a 4-inch, you know. Man, I am so organized. I always know where everything is. And the water cuts through here hard too. I forgot to tell you that. Well, I'll be darned. I would have swore the wrapper, the thing was here. Oh well. And this is a farm wagon. These are 20-inch tires, so it's the biggest farm wagon tires I've ever seen. I've redone some of it and painted it, and I've got the beams. If you know, in a real long time ago, what are those? Maybe where mud daubers were trying to start. Anyhow, I saw these out in a previous show, and then I put all sorts of, there's a gallon of deck coating on these. So the beams are, I don't know, they're about this wide by this. I think they're 5 by 10. And I just let it sit in here. One of these days I'll work on it some more. I go from thing to thing to thing. I bought that at a auction. I didn't pay $200 for it. And I liked it because of the monster wheels. Like I said, I don't know if you can see me. Those ain't little wheels. They're I think they're 10/120s. Anyhow, so I'll bring it back in a little bit. I got to change the forks out and put my hoodie that I made on the front so I can move this around and see if I can't get this over. Be back in a little bit. Thanks for listening to all the jabber that's going on. Bye-bye. Hi guys. Well, I only had 6 footers left, so I'm going to try cutting it in half. But then I got to spread it out further because I like the ends over further than the box is. And that means I'll have to put 4 screws in it, which is alright. It's just kind of a pain in the butt. Pretty easy to cut. Just a little easier than holding it by hand. Now, I gotta go to the hoodie wire brush. When you cut like that, it leaves burrs on there, so I want to get rid of the burrs. Of course, I just covered this up about a minute ago. One of the things I did this morning, going, I'm not going to need this, and then need it. The switch is broke, so I got to plug it in every time, and I don't really feel like fixing the switch because they want too much money for it. So anyhow, I guess you're in there. Not much to see here. Making sure the ends aren't got any sharp edges. Even the factory edge here is a little sharp. Alright, I got to do a few more of those. I'm only going to cut one of these down and see how it works on that one that I'm working on before I cut any more down. Be back in a bit. Bye-bye, Jack. Well, you know my scattered brain doesn't take me long to change out. I said a minute ago I cut one of these, I cut two of those. So that's mistake or goof up or whatever, number one. And then I start looking at this, I go, this 3-foot one, I gotta cut it in half. That leaves me 18 or 16, I don't know what half is, 18 or 16, 36, 3. I don't know, you guys know what it is. This is 3 foot. Okay, and then when I cut it in half, I don't really like that. But if I cut a regular one off, a 6-footer off at 4 foot, I have a 2-foot drop, and I'll have two 2-foot drops, so I can make it out of 2-foot pieces, which is longer. I think I like that better. Getting hot out here. So I'm just going to do what I did a little ago. Just wanted to show you how quick this little brain changes its mind. So I'm going to cut that off, and I'm trying to make 2 because I got 2 that I want to cover up right away. So that's what I'm going to do. You saw me cut it and wire it, so I'm going to just cut it and wire it and head down over the hill. Be back in a little bit. Well, I finally made it down here, gotten some stuff together. If I didn't remember, not everybody's seen this wobble wire. It goes in and goes out pretty easy. You just kind of, so I'm getting this, will be the second rack. So I got 2 racks to take up top. And I don't care how tight this is, because on hot days it gets bigger. And I'll have to cut this off. Looks like right there, which that ain't no big deal either. Anyhow, that's kind of how the wobble wire goes on. I'll pull that back a couple pieces and nip it off. And then that's, this is a front. This will put out, this side here I'll put out to the front. And the air just kind of picks this up and blows through it. And then on the back, I'll probably cut this flap off, because that restricts the air. Well, probably leave it there for today, because I just don't feel like messing with it. Now, I still haven't moved any of that stuff down there yet. I haven't got that far. I wanted to get these 2 out of my hair, out of my way. So that's what's going on. I'm gonna cut that off and then drag them up to the top. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Well, here we are. Did I ever tell you how handy this thing is? Pretty handy. What's taking it back up, not just kind of moving it in here. Oh my goodness. That's buried in the mud. There's this food over him. Scoot up a hair, just a little hair. Maybe I can get underneath of it. It would be nice if I did. Can't see it quite from back here. It's just kind of in a blind spot. My objective, I think I told you earlier, besides getting that stupid toad out of there so I don't hurt him, is to pull this up, get it over against this wall, and back about a person's width in front of my stuff over there. Now, I'm the world's worst backer, machine operator, and all that stuff. I'm going to try to put you here and maybe you can see me crash and do whatever I'm gonna do. I don't know where a good spot is. I guess that's as good as any. I'll get started, and I'm trying to take a shortcut and not take all that stuff off of that, but I got a feeling my shortcut's gonna turn into a long cut when it all falls off. Because I'm at an angle where you ain't going to get behind it to pull it, which I kind of knew that was going to happen. I'm all right with that. I'm about jackknifed up here, but I don't have any room to go back any further. So if I pull that pin, I might be able to turn the wheels over there and get something done. I'll bring you back here so you can really watch the crash. And that stupid little bar out here, that's heavy as crap too. Let's see what I can do. I mean, I probably planning on pushing it in and then pulling it back out, which I'm all right with that. Let me tell you how handy that was. All right. Whoa, I lost my momentum. Come on, come on, come on. Little bit. There we go. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull it this way. Woo. Well, I got close. I guess you didn't even see it, did you? Maybe you saw some of it. That's why you need a camera person. I got a hair too close. So I'll probably have to pull it forward again. Woo! Got so much sweat in my eyeballs. I had to wipe my eyes. I'm gonna try to pull it forward, but I don't think I'll be able to do it. And then over here, like I said, I'm gonna bring a couple loads of telephone pole chips. The deer actually like bedding down in that, and I imagine it might even be good for them, as opposed to, you know, the stuff might get on them enough that it keeps some of those bugs. I mean, they're just steadily wagging their tails. Anyhow, I'll be back in a bit. Well, here we are, guys. Got this over here pretty good. Tickled to death with that. I'm happy with that. I don't think you could do any better, but now I'm not real happy with this. I'm thinking about picking this thing up and moving it over so I can push that back, because there's an empty spot back there. So I think I just got to do that. Woo! And look at this muddy mess. All the water from all up there comes rushing through here. Somehow I think I need to redirect that a little bit. That's a pretty good washout. And it's only from when we used to have the garden down here. I had a berm. I put a berm in up there. I don't know, you might have seen it. It's up where the truck is. See the truck up there? It's sitting on top of the berm. The whole length, because that whole feed would wash through here, and it would get down here to this plowed, you know, tilled dirt, and it would wash 2-foot paths through there. So that's why I put the berm in there. Anyway, that's kind of an update. I already disconnected the forks. But yeah, I think that would be a better move. A lot better, more mover. So I'll bring you back in a little bit. I'm gonna go get some load of mulch in it and get that on there so I'm not tromping through the mud. Be back in a bit. Well, I'm not very good at unloading stuff, and the bucket is so wide that I won't get over to the wall, so I know I'm gonna have to rake a lot of it off. That's all right. Too bad. I get a rake and a shovel and smooth it out a little bit, and then I'm gonna move that beast there. If you didn't know, if you're new here, I used to have a massive pile of, these are telephone pole chips. I had 3 big massive piles of telephone slabs back at the sawmill, and what it was going to cost me to rent it and how long it was going to take me to chip it up, I found that it was wiser to buy a chipper. So I bought a Vermeer chipper, big one, 4-cylinder diesel engine, Perkins diesel running it. And so now I have a big pile of telephone pole chips. So I'm going to spread them out and put them there. If you want to see that chipper, it's way in the back. It's probably videos a couple years ago. Anyhow, I'm going to smooth this out, and then I'll bring you back when I pick that thing up and move it over there. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.